Hello everyone and welcome to LTspice tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to properly set initial condition in time domain simulations. As an example, we will simulate this RC circuit for non-zero initial conditions. Namely, we are going to explain how to set the initial voltage across the terminals of the capacitor. Everything explained in this video tutorial can be used in the case of currents or in case of any other electrical quantity that can be set as an initial condition for simulation. So let's immediately start. In order to make sure that we are properly setting the initial conditions in our simulation and in order to verify our simulation results, let's briefly recall the basic theory of the RC circuits. Over here you can see the RC circuit consisting of resistor and capacitor. It's a very well known fact that the voltage as a function of time is given by this equation. In this equation, V0 is the initial condition. That is, this is the voltage at the time 0 across the terminals of the capacitor. T is time, R is the resistance, and C is the capacitance. If we define tau as RC, then this equation can be written like this. Tau is a time constant. Now, in our simulation, we are going to use R to be equal to 1000 ohm, C to be equal to 0.001 farads, and consequently tau is equal to RC. And if we multiply R by C, we get 1 second. Tau is actually the time constant of our circuit. The significance of the time constant is that the time constant will enable us to verify the accuracy of our simulation and to compare the simulation results with this analytic formula. Namely, when the time is equal to tau, that is, after one time constant, this equation will look like this. We will have V0 e to the power minus tau over tau, and as the result we will have V0 over e. If we further compute this, that is, if we compute 1 over e, we will obtain this equation. And if we substitute the voltage of 5 volts in this equation, we will obtain that after approximately one time constant, the value of the voltage should be 1.84. And we will use this analytical result to verify our simulation results. In this way, we will make sure that we are properly setting the initial condition inside of our simulation. Okay, let's start with simulation. Once you open LTspice, you will see this welcome screen. Then click on File and click on New Schematics. And let's start adding the elements. First of all, let's add the ground. Click here and place the ground. Then do the right mouse click to exit the ground mode. Then let's add the capacitor. Simply click here and add the capacitor. Then do the right click to exit the capacitor mode. Then click here to add the resistor. Place the resistor over here and do the right mouse click to exit the resistor mode. Good. Next, let's connect the elements. Click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, and here. And then finally, over here, zoom. You can use the middle or the roller mouse button. Click here on the, or first do the right click, then click here on the ground and connect the ground to our circuit. The next step is to adjust the values of the capacitance and resistance. Locate C, do the right click, and then over here enter the value. In our case it's 0.001. Click on OK. Then right click on the resistor and set the resistance to be 1000 ohm. Good. The next step is to add an initial condition. However, to add the initial condition, we need to create a net. That is, we need to create a point over here and we need to specify the value of the voltage at that point. So let's do that. Now, notice over here this list of icons and find net. So click on net and then over here give the name to this net. Call it, for example, N1 and click on OK. And then click over here and now we have created a net. Press escape to exit the net mode. Then do the right click on N1, make sure that N1 is correct once again, and click on OK. The next step is to set the initial condition. The trick over here is to use this net and to specify the voltage at this net. To do that, you simply need to locate this .t. This is the spice directive. So click here, and over here we need to enter spice commands. To do that, we need to type dot and then IC. IC means initial condition, and then you need to space. You need to have some empty space between, and then you need to type this V off. And off is usually in parentheses. That is, you need to use a parenthesis, and inside do N1. This means that you are specifying the voltage at net 1 and or node 1, and you need to specify this to be the desired value. In our case, this should be 5 volts. So simply do this, press OK, and just put it over here. This is basically a reminder for you what is being specified, and press escape. The next step is to configure the transient response. To configure the transient response, you can either click here, or you can do right click over here and click on configure analysis. And over here you need to specify the final time of your simulation. This is the most trickiest part. Well, not so actually. If you look at this formula, you will see that we have actually calculated the time constant. And in our case, the time constant is 1 second. What is the significance of one constant, of a time constant? Namely, you can see over here that after a single time constant, the value of the voltage will drop to around 37% of the initial value. Furthermore, after 4 or 5 time constants, the value of the voltage will approximately be 0. Consequently, we can simulate or run the simulation for 7 time constants. If a single time constant is 1, then this means that we will run the simulation for 7 seconds. So let's go back here and let's specify 7. And click on OK, and then place it over here. Press escape, and then finally click here to run the simulation. However, nothing is being shown over here. The reason for that is that we didn't specify what we want to plot. To specify what we want to plot, do the right click over here and click on add traces. And over here you have several options. You have the voltage at N1, current through our capacitor, current through the resistor, and you can specify time. What we want to show is V of N1, and click on OK, and voila, here you go, here it is. We can see, first of all, that the voltage is a decaying function of time, and it looks like an exponential function. This is the first test that validates our simulation. Namely, from this equation, we can see that the voltage is an exponential function, or better to say, decaying exponential function of time. The next check is to verify that after approximately 1 time constant, the value of the voltage is 0.37. If we substitute 5, we will obtain this value over here. That is, we will obtain 1.84 volts. So let's verify that. If we go back to our simulation, we can somewhere over here find 1 second, and look always this part over here while I'm dragging my mouse cursor. We can see this is approximately 1 second, and if I go up, I can see that I'm approximately at, let me see, 1.834. And that's basically precisely what we are seeing over here. This means that we have properly simulated this circuit. That is, number 1, we have properly specified the initial condition, and number 2, we have properly solved this circuit and simulated, and the results perfectly match the analytical results.